Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. Today, I was just reflecting on a post that I saw where somebody, again, was really trying to make connection with their partner. They made the effort to try and go for dinner, had good conversations, and as they came back, they started sort of making the move, sort of light touching here and there, and the partner was not even interested, and the partner was so engrossed in TikTok that they end up getting frustrated. They felt unwanted, they felt rejected. So again, that cycle is sort of going on, and I was reflecting to it, and I was thinking to myself, what's the sequence for me to actually get into the mood, or at least get her into the mood, or get her interested in having sex, or how do I communicate that? And what I think I've noticed is that people do the right thing in terms of thinking of a long run in terms of the actual attraction. So they'll probably dress nice and then smell nice and then probably wear the clothes that other person wants. But then again, within the process of doing that, most people, they actually don't do the most important part about it, is that when you are light touching, you don't put any significance to any of the touching. And I think this is one of the things that makes it sort of a turn-off, because it puts this unwanted pressure to the seduction when you put so much significance to the touch. So you touch their hair or their shoulder, or you pull them in because you put in so much significance to it. When they are not quite there in terms of the mood, you can quickly retreat, thinking, or at least perceiving it as rejection. So it really becomes very important to be completely detached to the outcome, detached to the significance of the touch, because if you place so much significance to it, the moment you face any resistance, you can sort of see it as though it's rejection. And again, this is very important, because when you look at it from that standpoint, it means that you can kiss them and not assume that it's game on for sex. And when you do that and there's no significance to it, I mean, of course there's significance because you love them, but there's no significance as in, I've kissed you, so therefore we need to escalate it more to you taking off your clothes and then you having sex. When you can remove all of that, it removes the pressure and it gives that person the opportunity to actually get excited. And you have to think of seduction as this sort of, cold, warm, and then red hot. And they might be just a little bit warm or even lukewarm. And then when you see it from that standpoint, because there's no significance, you're giving them that opportunity to actually go into warm and then hot. And the best way of really looking at this is this analogy of how do you boil a frog? When you think about it, which is a terrible thing, really. But I mean, if that's what you eat, that's what you eat. But if you want to boil a frog, you don't boil the water and then chuck it in, because it only jump out. Whereas you have to put it into cold water and then you gradually raise the temperature. When you do that, you're more likely to actually cook the frog. Whereas, again, if you throw it inside boiling water, then she'll jump out. So you have to think of seduction in that similar vein. Most people are really red hot, and therefore they put their spouse into it, and then there's this sort of knee-jerk reaction of moving out. Not that you cannot seduce them, but it's the fact that you've placed so much significance into every touch. Like if you hold their hand and then they pull their hand away to adjust their dress, all of a sudden it's a rejection. And really, it's not a rejection. They just wanted to adjust their dress. So again, you have to start seeing those things, and when you can detach yourself and be more just taking it by moment, because a lot of it, you place so much significance because you've been rejected before. So you're really trying to put everything, and I understand it, because you've been rejected before, you've been hurt before. It takes you a lot more to make that move, because you are at least wary of being rejected again, and you're wary of feeling that pain again, and you're putting yourself out there. And therefore, again, when you do that, this is one of the reasons why there's so much significance in the touch. But which is so counterintuitive. So if you really remove that significance from the touch, all of a sudden you're actually giving them room to want to be seduced. You aren't giving them that room for them to be excited about being in that situation. So it's very, very important, guys. And I thought I'll share this with you because it's a very important thing in terms of changing things around and getting into sexual success. So thank you very much. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you. Take care.